Sweeney, and with me is your co-host.
Alden Seaman.
On our last program, we learned about the 8 members countries of the Eastern Caribbean Union. Today, we will talk about money. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, we will discover some interesting facts about money. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Hi there, boys and girls. Welcome back to the ECCB Children's Connection Program, a program produced and delivered by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And I know that you're excited for our program today. You have been at school for the week, and we hope that you call in later. We will share the numbers, and you can call in. Alden, have you ever stopped to consider what is money and
Yeah.
how important it is to you?
Yes, I have stopped to consider what money is and how it is important to me.
Okay, money is what we use every day as a means of exchange. It can be in the form of notes or coins. You need money to get an education. You need money to buy a home or a car. You need money to travel from one place to the other. Alden, can you think of anything that you can get without money?
Yes, of course. The only things that we can get without money are such things like love, care, and friendship from our families and friends.
Okay, so those are some things we can get without money. What other answers do you think there are?
Hmm, um, that's what I said.
Okay. So there can be to buy goods and services and save. You can save your money for trade. Let's look at some ways we use our money. One of the most important thing is to buy things. We use money to buy food, toys, clothes, books, and much more. For example, if you want a chocolate bar, you give the shopkeeper money and you receive the chocolate bar in return. Do you know something else you can do with money that starts with S?
Yes, I do, and the word is save.
Of course, the answer is save. People save money in piggy banks, commercial banks, or credit unions so they can use later. If you save a little every week, you can buy whatever you need in the future. So it doesn't have to be a large amount. You can save a little every week, and when the time comes, you'll have sufficient money to do what you want to do. The third thing we use money for is to pay for services. Money isn't just for things such as food or toys. You also pay for services. Here are a couple examples. Here are a couple examples. You pay for a bus ride to go to school, right? If you do not have a car. Or your parent may pay for a barber to have your hair cut, especially for school, right? Before you go to school, that's what you do. Another way in which money is used is for trading. Instead of swapping toys or food, money makes trading easier and fairer. Instead of giving two apples for one toy, You pay the price in money, that's cash. What about helping others? We can also use money to donate to people who need food, clothes, or medicine. So the money that we earn helps to buy, save, pay, trade, and share. Let's listen to a short story about some villagers and what they learned about money. Alvin, would you like to share this story for our listening friends?
Of course I would. The village of Pebbles. Long ago in the little village of Sunnybrook, people didn't have money. Instead, they traded things. If Farmer Ben wanted bread, he gave the baker some apples. If the baker wanted milk, she gave the cowkeeper a loaf. At first it worked fine, but soon there was a problem. One day Farmer Ben wanted shoes. He went to cobbler Clara. "I'll trade you 5 apples for a pair of shoes," he said. Clara shook her head. "I don't need apples today. I need wool for my loom." So Farmer Ben had to run to the shepherd for wool, then to the weaver for cloth, then back to Clara. It took all day just for one pair of shoes. The villagers grew tired. Trading was too slow. Then one clever child, Lila, had an idea. She held up a shiny pebble. "What if we use pebbles as tokens? Each pebble can stand for a promise of value. That way we don't need to trade things all the time. We trade pebbles." Everyone agreed. Soon villagers used smooth pebbles for every exchange. When 1 pebble for an apple, 3 for a loaf, and 10 for a pair of shoes. Life became easier. People could save pebbles, plan for bigger things, and trade fairly without endless running around. And that is how the people of Sunnybrook learned this lesson, that money is like a tool that helps us trade, save, and share more easily.
What did the people of Sunnybrook use for money?
They used pebbles as a currency.
Okay. As we examine the story we just read, let's talk about what people used before money was invented. Before money was invented, people traded goods directly with each other, just like the villagers of Sunnybrook. Do you know what this trading process was called?
Yes, it is called bartering.
Right. Sometimes it still continues up to today. This was called bartering. For example, a family might trade a toy for a book. Instead of using a toy for the book, they could use a toy to buy a book. They made buying and the selling easier because they could trade with each other without needing to go to the store. But after a while, some problems began to occur, just like in our story. If the person with whom you were trading or bartering did not have the item you wanted, that made it difficult, and more traders soon became involved in the exchange, which took up quite a bit of time, making it harder to keep track of who was exchanging with whom. So to solve the major problem of bartering, guess what was invented?
Money.
Right, money. You are so right. Money was invented. But long before notes and coins like we use today, people in the early years used cattle, salt, shells, beads, jewels, spices, and pebbles, just like in our story. Can you believe all these things were used before money? Would you like to go back to those days, Alden?
No, because that sounds interesting and hard.
Confusing and difficult, because it might be difficult to get somebody who needs what you have. Here's a cool poem to wrap up that story. Alden, could you read that poem for me, please?
For sure. Money helps us every day. It's how we trade and save and pay. Instead of swapping things around, with money solutions are quickly found.
Right, money apparently is a quick solution. As we conclude our main lesson for today, let us recap our main points learned today. Money is a very important tool in our economy. Before money, there was a system called barter. Money helps us to buy, trade, save, and share. We are going to take another break and we will be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to my treehouse. Your wise word for this month is patriotism.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's see if our friends remember what we learned today about money. Please call us at telephone number 1-800-327 or 448-3284. I will repeat, 1-800-327 or 448-3284 for a chance to win some extraordinary fun prizes. It will surprise you, our prize today. All you have to do is be the first to answer one of the questions correctly. Alden will read the questions all out. You will call to let us know which number you would like to answer. And as soon as you answer that question correctly, we will take your name and call you during the week for your fun prize. Alden, could you read the questions out, please?
Yes. Number 1. True or false? Money is not so important today. Number 2. Name one thing that money is used for. Number 3. What is another word for trade that begins with the letter B? Number 4. True or false? Money was invented before barter. Number 5. Name one thing mentioned in the lesson that the early people used for money.
We are waiting on you to call so that we can share those fun prizes with you. The numbers are 1-800-327 or 448-3284. I will have Alden read the questions again while we await your call.
Number 1. True or false? Money is not so important today. Number 2. Name one thing that money is used for. Number 3. What is another word for trade that begins with the letter B? Number 4. True or false? Money was invented before barter. Number 5. Name one thing that is mentioned in the lesson that the early people used for money.
Come and call in. We are waiting your call. You can answer any of the questions. Just let us know which one you're going to answer. They are true or false, or just name one thing. One thing and you get that fun prize. I know you will love it. You will love that prize. True or false, money is not so important today. Do you think money is not important today? Just call and let us know. Or name one thing that money is used for. Surely you know what money is used for. And what is another word for trade? That word begins with B. It is used for trade. The people of long ago, that's how they traded. And this caused a lot of confusion and friction. And people found that it was taking too long. Alden mentioned that word several times. True or false? Money was invented before barter. Do you think money was invented before barter, or was it invented after? You will let us know. And finally, our fifth question would be, name one thing mentioned in the lesson that the early people used for money. When I heard one of the things, I smiled because our story was about that. Can you imagine collecting that today for money? At this time, let me ask Alden. Alden, name one thing people used before for money.
That word is cattle, salt, shells, beads, jewels, or spices, or pebbles, as we said in the story.
Which one would you prefer for money, Alden?
Pebbles.
You would prefer pebbles?
Yes.
Why would you like pebbles instead of money?
Well, because they are easier to find.
Oh, so you would just go and get some pebbles along the route? And the hair, that was so easy. But I think that would be a special type of pebble. And the true or false, was money invented before barter?
No, it is false.
Right.
Barter was invented before money.
Right, and because of the friction with barter, that's why money came along. So we are helping you, and we might have to answer all if we do not get a call. And another word for trade that begins with the letter B.
Barter.
Right. Barter was another form of trading where you would barter, would exchange one thing for another. Even now, some people barter, not exchanging, but when they are given a price, they start negotiating with the other person so they can have a lesser price. And sometimes we call that barter. Now, name one thing that money is used for. Alden.
To trade.
All right. So you use money to trade. And it is important you use money to save. Saving is very important so that when you need something later on, you do not have a headache because you have saved up for that. So when your parent give you that little pocket change, you always set aside a small amount because it is said that little by little your money will grow. So you set aside that small amount so that when you need something, you can go to your piggy bank or go to your savings account and get that money. And finally, let us know if it is true or false. Money is not important today. Do you think money is not important?
False. It is important.
Right. Money is very important so you can get the things you need and you have the cash. This is why savings is also very important. Now, are you ready to hear our wise old friend Oliver? I believe he has a very important message to share with us today, and he's going to give us a word. So let us listen as we hear from Oliver.
the children with excellent mentoring.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to my treehouse. Your wise word for this month is patriotism. Patriotism means loving and caring for your country, being proud of where you come from, and wanting to help make your country a better place for everyone. How can you show patriotism? Respecting your country. This means following the rules, being kind to others, and taking care of the environment. Learning about your country. Knowing your country's history, special holidays and symbols like the flag or national anthem. And helping your country. Doing good things like picking up trash, helping neighbors, or being a good friend to others. Patriotism is saying, I love my home and I want to make it the best it can be. My name is Oliver, and I approve this message. Now back to your host.
Thank you, Oliver, for introducing our word for today. The word patriotism is very important. It's a very important word. Alden, based on what Oliver said today, how would you describe patriotism to your young in your own words?
Patriotism is when someone loves their home, their country, and they know their national anthem, their flag. They love their country and they wanted to make a better place.
Wow, that is really patriotism. They love their country and they want to make it a better place. In general, patriotism is defined as love and devotion for one's country. It involves caring for and supporting, very important, supporting the country. It includes showing respect for our heroes who have worked hard to make our country better. Additionally, patriotism is a feeling of pride in what the country stands for, what it has accomplished, and what it is still hoping to do, both for its citizens and for the rest of the world. So the country will not be selfish. We show our loyalty to the country by working or sacrificing for its ideals. What can you do to show that you are patriotic, Alden?
Some things that I can do to show that I am patriotic are sing anthem, respect the flag, and get involved in cleanup campaigns.
Okay, great. So for November, you will be involved in our cleanup campaign because we do that every November as a country. To be patriotic, children must know as much as they can about their country. That means reading from many different sources to obtain the different views on the nation's history, tradition, and experiences, as well as your country's place in the world. Before we close, let's spell this word for our listening friends. Alden, could you spell that word?
Yes, I can. Patriotism. Patriotism. Patriotism.
Could you spell that word again for our listening friends?
Of course. Patriotism. Patriotism.
Thank you so much, Alden. Patriotism is doing whatever you can to represent your country well. We have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we are so happy that you joined us today. But we are a bit sad because no one called to claim that fun prize, which I know you would love. So until we meet again, I am your host, Rosemary Valdez Sweeney, and your co-host is
Alden Seaman.
Let's talk again soon. But until then, always try to be patriotic and
Stay connected.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Across the Caribbean.